All right, everybody, welcome back to Movie Talks and Chill. We're your hosts. I'm Tony Serrato.
I'm Gavin Butts.
I'm Patrick Wall.
And before we kick this off, we went golfing a couple weeks ago.
I won.
What do they say? What's that phrase they say when you're about to... You hit the ball and it almost accidentally might hit somebody. What is it?
It's 4.
4.
Yes.
4, which is exactly what we're in right now, year 4. This is the year 4, first episode of year 4. So we did kick off our 3-year anniversary. We ended that with a golf round.
Somehow we survived.
I almost died of heat stroke.
It was very hot.
Very wet, very wet,
Very wet,
soggy.
very hot.
There was no roll whatsoever.
No.
It just, the ball hit the soggy ground and said, we're done.
Until you got to the green, and then those bastards rolled everywhere.
Lift, clean, in place.
I think out of all 18 holes, I probably hit 5 decent shots that day. It was a no bueno day for me on the swinging.
Yeah, if I got a single bogey, I was happy on a hole.
A single bogey.
It was back to Snowman.
Just pick it up. No way, man. I'm finishing this par 3.
You're on stroke 11. I don't give a shit. You're still on the tee.
Get off. After 8, you pick it up and move on. People just swinging balls at you for no reason.
Right of play. Right of play.
When I first tee off, I definitely didn't hit the ball into the condominium building right next to it.
No.
I
definitely didn't hit it in the ditch in front of that building.
definitely didn't hit it all across the whole course. Whatever hole we were on, I didn't want to play it. I wanted to play the other one.
Yes. Until you got to that one.
Until I got to that one, and then I was like, wait, didn't I already play this?
So we did end our last episode was Doug doing
Yes.
kind of interviewing us, which was kind of
Been a little bit of a delay since our last episode due to Tropical Storm Debbie.
Yep, that was my fault. We
that
recorded
bitch.
my place, and I was having power outages and surges, and I was like, well, we don't want to have to do some super heavy editing or not be able to do it all.
I'm sure my place was the same way because I'm right at the street.
It was like 2 power surges in a row, then shut down for 3 minutes, then a little bit later a power surge. That's when
That's when you
I
texted us.
said, hey, we might not be able to do this.
Wait, this building doesn't have a generator?
No.
This place sucks.
Yeah, it does.
You live right next to a substation, and you still lose power all the time.
I know, right? Exactly. That's just because we're the first one to lose power.
Just get some jumper cables, hook them up to out there, climb the fence.
Thankfully, I'm on the same power grid as an ER, an emergency room. So if I lose power, it's never, even like when Iris hit, it was never more for like 4 hours.
So we do want to kick this off. This is the first episode of our fourth year. So this is year 4 in 2024. There's a lot of other stuff. We kind of hinted a little bit. There are some things we're going to be doing coming up this year to kind of expand. So super excited about that.
Mostly
Still
legal.
Yeah. Mostly.
Never convicted.
Never convicted. But there is, a couple things in the works. We'll keep you guys up to date on that. But just kind of figure we'll just use this episode as a kind of, it's a fresh year. Got a lot of stuff we're looking forward to. We kind of talked a little bit about what we'd like with Doug. But, let's just kick it off. Year 4, what do you think?
Well, I've already seen one fantastic movie, Deadpool Wolverine.
I saw it as well. I'm the one who told you how wonderful it was.
And then I immediately went out and saw it.
And it is, we'll have a Deadpool Wolverine review come up once
I will
somebody goes and sees it.
I will be going to see it tomorrow.
Yes. But in my
Plus,
opinion...
it's still very early. We don't want to give out too many spoilers. Because there are some really good ones.
Oh, yeah. The only thing I will say, and you probably, I don't know if you agree with me, and I told you this, I thought it was the best MCU movie since Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah, it's good. I don't know. I'm still partial to Endgame, but
No, I said since Spider-Man No Way Home. So from Spider-Man No Way Home till now.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that.
Yeah. It was way better than the Eternals, the Marvels, even, what was
Quantumania.
Quantumania. I thought, In the Mouth of Madness of Doctor Strange. A Multiverse of Madness.
Yes. In the Mouth of Madness is an H.P. Lovecraft book.
All right, there we go. There we go.
No, that's the Mountains of Madness.
Yeah, the Mouth of Madness is Showtime. After dark.
What?
Wait a minute.
I don't have Showtime.
Exactly.
But no, I thought it was just one of the best things to come out in a long time, and definitely desaturated the saturation that was happening, in my opinion.
This isn't really a spoiler, but I did read that when Marvel or Disney greenlit this project, they offered Ryan Reynolds, who was like producing it, like at a ridiculous amount of money, and he cut it in half because he loved the way the first two Deadpools were done on such a smaller budget and a shorter timeline, so it made people get very creative on the spot. So he turned down a lot of the money that Disney wanted to give him for this movie.
Oh,
It's not like he needs it.
it'll pay off.
Yeah.
Regardless. I mean, I was just talking to somebody the other day about that because they said that, they watched a couple, of the comic movies, but they weren't diehard fans of them. Like, they just weren't in because they weren't really into comics. And I was explaining to them that when Robert Downey Jr. first did Iron Man, when the MCU actually officially started, but it wasn't even, they didn't even know it was going to be the universe yet. They had the idea, but they had to see how that went in the next couple. But I believe they said in an interview with him, or with Jon Favreau, he was kind of a big risk for them because of his history, even though he was doing a lot of big things since then, but he was still a big risk for this. And then, but Robert Downey Jr., they also said, hey, we've got a couple big ideas where this can go, but we got to be able to carry it out. So it was a big risk for Robert Downey because it could have been a flop and it could have destroyed everything and probably hurt his career, worse than help. But they said he was either going to get X amount of money or take a much lower amount
And get money out the back.
Yes, a percentage, and then a percentage, I believe, for every movie that he appeared in.
I
as
hope he
Tony
did that.
Stark. He did. So he did. So he said he believed in it so much, and that was the way he got convinced them. He's like, I believe in this so much, I'll take this smaller amount. And I don't think
Initially.
I don't even think it was like I don't think it was even $1 million.
Well, now it's probably $1 billion a week from all the streaming and shit.
Yeah, when the other Avengers movies, like when he saw who got paid what, like he was the highest of
Yeah.
the whole round.
Yep. And then I know this one isn't a spoiler because it's been all over the internet now, but the announcement of him being Doomsday.
Yep.
Victor Von Doom and in Doomsday, Avengers Doomsday, which was kind of interesting. I wondered, my question was, because originally they were going to do the Kang Dynasty kind of storyline, and completely that failed for reasons that everybody knows about.
Oh, well, the guy who played Kang was a giant POS.
Yes. So that fell
Pulled
through.
an Ezra Miller. You never go full Ezra Miller.
Well, did you guys either watch the full announcement they did
No.
at the Comic-Con? So most people just saw the thing where they said, come on out, and they had all like the Doctor Doom followers, and then he comes walking out, he takes off the mask, like new mask, same task. I like to play complicated characters, but the Russo brothers were up there doing a full intro before, and they were said, we did this, we're really proud of this, and when we get through Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame, we said what can we do next, and then the other movies were getting
Reboot
made.
Community. That's what you can do.
Well, that wasn't part of the conversation, but they did say they're like, so everybody knows we're going to be, doing the Secret Wars, and that's been talked about for a long time.
yeah,
now.
because that's
So-
what everyone's been wanting
Yeah.
since like the first Avengers.
Yes, so they're going to be getting into that, but they're like, but we found now there was one key Marvel character, like one of the most iconic villains in Marvel history that we needed to tell a story about, and that to do the Secret Wars, we couldn't do it without making this movie first, and then that's how they announced it.
Gotcha.
And then after he came out, it just said Avengers Doomsday. So my thought was, they didn't explain it yet, was that after the Kang Dynasty storyline died out or fell through because of all that stuff with him, they probably said, you know what? Now we also own Fox rights with the Fantastic Four, which Doctor Doom was a main part of that. I think they kind of just, on a whim, just said, let's do this. I mean, they're going to be working on it for a while. 'Cause it's not coming out, I think, till
2026 or something like that.
So they have time. But I'm actually kind of, me personally, I'll get you guys' opinion on it. Me personally, I'm kind of glad it went that way, because I think if they went with the Kang Dynasty, if everything didn't fall through, I think we would have seen the same saturation.
Yeah.
The oversaturation that we've
Yeah.
seen. I think with this, with the help that they, Disney acquired Fox as well to open up those characters, hence Deadpool and Wolverine. I think it was kind of like a blessing in disguise that it happened, because now they can really kind of refresh everything.
They could do it right.
Yeah. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know why they really. I mean, I agree with you. They probably they would have done like the saturation event with Kang, but I mean, he was like the one character that you could recast and it wouldn't have been any kind of issue whatsoever.
Yeah.
Because there's a million versions of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's the easiest character to recast and take it over. Like, come on, you hit layup. Hello. But I'm interested to see like how this storyline plays out. So is is he still kind of Tony Stark, and in this universe he ends up like his suit changes or something like
So
that. I know he's not Tony Stark. He's Victor Von Doom.
What I read
but
was
if it's like his like that kind of same storyline, but this one is like the evil version of that.
so. From what I've read, is they didn't fully tell you. They just said it was all like this is what we think type things. Like you go on Reddit and all those other things. People have opinions stuff or Screen Rant.
Yeah.
But they were saying basically, they're like, could it be because in the comics, in the history of the comics, there have been versions of Tony Stark that have taken on Doctor Doom's role, has become Doctor Doom. There has also been versions, because they've fought a few times, where Doctor Doom and Tony Stark switched bodies. Obviously, in this way, they can't really do that because
Right.
he's dead. But they also said in the other versions, he never was taken on the name Victor Von Doom, whereas in this one they're announcing that he's going to be Victor Von Doom. But again, they have the multiverse open now. They can
Right.
do whatever they want, really, and they could take liberties. I
Yeah.
mean, but so yeah, I don't know.
Because I remember in one of those, in one of the comics, like Tony's in one of his versions, his suit actually like he could never remove his suit. It like fused to him, or like the arc reactor fused it to his body. So essentially, I mean that's Victor Von Doom became metal, like pure metal.
Well, I'm really interested to see how they do this character because in the original one with Jessica Alba, or the first really like main like blockbuster one, because there were a couple.
The first decent one.
Yeah, because there were a couple in the '90s, like the
Yeah.
Captain America.
He was
and all
gonna
that.
get
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Well, they gave him just like electrical powers, and that's not who Victor Von Doom is. In the Marvel universe, he's the most powerful sorcerer to ever wield magic. So I'm really interested to see how they're going to do that with Robert Downey Jr. because even like whatever version of the Avengers this is, they'll be like, "That's Tony Stark. I worked with him at one point." Like, and now he's a powerful magic user. So
He's a friend from work.
So it's really interesting to see how they're going to do this character, whether they're going to... Disney's pretty good at sticking to, like, Marvel origins, so I'm hoping he's just going to be, a badass sorcerer, but we'll see what happens.
And from all I know is, from what I read, is they're still not sure. They're pretty sure it's going to happen, but nobody knows because nobody's released it yet. But in the new Fantastic Four movie that's going to be coming out, they're thinking that he's probably not going to be the villain in it, but he's going to be. They'll do like a post-credit scene with him. That's what they're thinking is going to happen.
Okay.
But nobody really knows. They haven't released that much about the actual story of the Fantastic Four yet. But that's really what's going to start it, because Fantastic Four is going to be coming out before that. And then, I mean, for all you know, they could do it that way because depending on how they word it, if the Fantastic Four movie that's coming out, the new one, if that's going to be set in a different Earth, then technically, it could be the looks of Tony Stark, like if he has the mask off and everything, and appear. But you got to also remember, in the comics, Doctor Doom was disfigured.
That's why he wore the
He got
mask.
disfigured, so I think that's going to be also how they're going to get away with it too, possibly, because he wouldn't really look like himself. But you don't know. You never know.
I'm excited to see it.
Oh yeah. Well, you only got 2 more years to wait. You'll be like 41 by the
Fuck
time
off.
that happens.
Don't laugh, Gavin.
You will too.
That was the sigh of disbelief.
Oh, you boys have so much to look forward to.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yay!
Do your balls hang low?
No.
No, yeah, no.
So yeah, I just wanted to kind of bring that up a little bit because I found those to be interesting about the new releases. I heard too, they're making a Mandalorian movie.
That would be dope.
They're actually making a movie about
Oh
the
yeah.
Mandalorian.
It's Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yeah.
That's cool.
They're
I've
doing-
lost my access to Disney Plus, so I haven't seen any of
They're
this stuff.
doing that. They're coming out with live action Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, they dropped like a lot of trailers the other day.
Yeah, there's another the Skeleton Crew. I think that's gonna. I don't know if it's a series or a movie.
I'm not sure. Maybe a series.
Yeah.
I haven't heard too much about it. Well, and then you've got the one I
And
told
that's
you.
Jude Law is in the Skeleton Crew.
Yeah. The one we talked about before when we were talking about movies coming up soon this year, towards the end of this year. I'm still looking forward to that Transformers movie.
Yes,
Transformers
Yeah.
1.
I found there's a second trailer. Have you
I know
seen
the
it?
second one is dark.
It is. You know what I like about the second trailer is when they're arguing with that big robot and he's like, you can't even transform. And then Optimus Prime's like, oh, here, I can transform my hand. He's like, here, guess which finger? And he starts doing that.
Yeah.
He's putting it up. And he goes to punch him, the big robot, and Megatron, or whatever his name is for, and like stops his hand. He's like, here, let me, and then punches Optimus Prime for him. He's like, I did you a favor.
Yeah.
Because the other dude's fist was like this, as big as Optimus Prime's head. So I am superly looking forward to that movie. It's mainly made for kids, but it's
Yeah.
just going to be a cute, shut your brain off.
I don't know. That second trailer, like I said, that looks
You tried to send that to
super
me,
dark.
and I opened the message almost instantly, but it was already deleted from Instagram for some
Just
reason.
pull it up on YouTube.
Yeah.
Just look
I-
at the
I could.
second.
I could do a
official
lot
trailer.
of things.
Yeah, you could do a lot of things. You could drive to your mother's house to get molding.
If I needed to fix it,
If I needed
and
to
I
fix
don't.
It's only 25 minutes.
No, he
away.
doesn't want to fix it.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute.
Chew on that, brain.
Mom, I love you.
Yes,
You listen
we
to
all
this.
do. Thank you for your support. Movie Talks and Chill thanks you.
We'll be by for dinner later.
Yes.
She'll actually believe that.
So she'll be expecting us Wednesday.
Yes. That's what we need to do Wednesday.
Yeah.
Just right when the episode drops. Ding dong.
It drops at 3 in the morning.
Oh, I guess we're getting up early. Sorry, scratch dinner, make breakfast.
Yeah.
Oh, I do want to bring up too. Normally we do this stuff at the end, but I may forget it. So just a heads up for the audience, since we do support this film festival, Sunscreen. They're actually on September 8th. They're doing a replay day of a lot of movies that were at the film festival.
Oh, that's cool.
So just want to let everybody know. I don't have all the details yet on it.
You can go
but
to sunscreenfilmfestival.com and probably
just,
grab it.
Yeah, just check out their Facebook page. Go to sunscreenfilmfestival.com. But it's basically just a replay. If you were at the film festival and you didn't get a chance to see some of the movies that maybe you wanted to see, I believe that's what this is for.
I'm going to check it out because I really wanted to see that Savage movie, and it was sold out 2 hours before we even thought about wrapping up.
So we'll get the information from Doug and them, and then find out what else we can tell the audiences. But it's all over Facebook. So like I said, just check out the website or the Facebook page, and you'll get that info. But wanted to give a shout out to that. So. They're getting bigger and bigger every year, and this year coming up now in 2020, 2025 will be when it's happening. But
That's their 20th anniversary.
yeah, so what are we in August now? So what do we got? March, April, only 8 months.
Yeah.
Before the next film festival, so that's going to be their 20th. So it's gonna
And
be
they're
exciting.
already working very hard on it.
Yes, they are. They
We
already
will
got
start
the-
working
yeah.
hard about 2 weeks before we show
Yeah.
up.
Well, actually, I'm already started. I started doing the screenings.
Oh, did you?
Yep. Did you get assigned anything?
No, I didn't. I wasn't able to join that the welcome Zoom thing. I'll reach out to Doug on Facebook.
Really wasn't a whole lot to it. Is most of the screeners were the same people from last year. So normally they do it to kind of let people meet each other and ask questions, get more information. But everybody, because I was on, everybody there is the same people that had been doing it. So it's like,
Gotcha.
well, this would be pretty easy unless anybody has any questions. So, but yeah, we'll let Doug know.
I'll reach out to Doug.
Say, Doug, give me some movies.
Yeah.
I want to watch some movies.
Yeah. I don't like the movies, man.
And then if you want to screen some of them, just reach out because he'll need to send you access to Film Freeway.
Gotcha.
So that's how
Okay.
he does. You set it up, and then he assigns them to you, and you just click on them, and it's fun. It's all on the computer, so you either connect it to your TV, or you can watch it on your computer, your phone, or whatever you want to do.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
all right, but that is so we're officially, like I said, this is year 4.
Yeah,
Year 4.
you said that before.
I know, but I'm saying it again because I can't believe it's year 4.
Yeah, that's true.
It's come a long way.
It's 3 years and 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's a long way.
3 years and 2 weeks. Oh my God.
We're on camera. We've got sound
For some
diffusers.
dumb reason.
How old is your podcast? 48 months. That's 4. Damn it.
Wanted to sound older.
Yeah, right.
30
It's like when you have to hit a certain word count on the paper, instead of saying 4 years, you type out 48 months.
Yeah.
And you don't put 4 and 8, you spell out 48.
It's 36 months, 2 weeks, and 4 days old.
Ooh.
Yeah. But no, so what are some other things you're looking forward to this year? Because I know we talked about goals with Doug, but what are some of the things you're looking forward to?
Well, Thanksgiving's always a fun time. Christmas, always.
Halloween?
Yeah, I like the spooky atmosphere. I'm not really into Halloween that much anymore.
you know,
Never
it's
been.
Halloween. It's the year I get to share the, working with Jigsaw all the time.
Yeah.
And living with Jigsaw.
I love Jigsaw.
I get to introduce new people. And then I can really freak them out afterwards and tell them about Tusk.
Yep.
I remember when I watched that movie, I immediately went to the bar. I found Gavin and Tony there, and they're like, "I thought you were watching a movie." I did.
Yeah.
Shot.
Yeah.
But then I watched a very enjoyable sequel. Yoga
Yoga
Hosers.
that was much better.
Yoga hosers.
Wunderbar.
The Bratzies.
Yeah.
Bratwurst Nazis.
Yep.
They're Bratzies.
Tusk was weird and gross, and Yoga Hosers was weird and campy and funny.
It's also a little gross.
Yeah, a little bit, because they went in through the back door.
Yeah.
But Tusk really wasn't like gory.
No.
I mean, it really
No.
didn't like. I mean, the idea of you knew what was happening to him or what he was
Right.
doing to him. It's kind of like the Human Centipede, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Although the Human Centipede, you actually saw stuff, and that was.
I've never watching that movie.
Watch the second one.
Not doing it.
That's the one that made me throw up within 10 minutes, and I turned it off. Never finished it.
Do they add a fourth person or something like that?
No, it's a lot of people.
Oh God, it's more than 3.
It's an actual centipede.
They make like a whole prison, or this guy has like this prison area or something. I can't remember because it's so long ago and I only saw the 10 minutes and I'm trying not to remember it. But in this one, they do close-ups because the people, he's trying to connect them, and you realize people are trying to bite him or trying to bite their way out of the stitches and stuff. So he starts smacking their teeth out of their mouth and pulling them out. Like it's a close-up. You see him ripping teeth. It's disgusting.
Yeah, I'm out.
If you haven't seen it, I would recommend don't.
Yeah, I'm glad that was your recommendation.
Yep.
The hideousness of that movie will haunt my dreams forever.
It still does. For that 10 minutes, the worst 10 minutes of my life.
I'll never get that 10 minutes back.
You don't want it back.
I don't
It's
want
been-
that. Yeah.
It's been tainted.
I want that
It's
10
been
minutes
tainted.
burned, sent into a freaking furnace,
It's just,
And then launched into space.
into the sun.
there we go.
So I don't think much is going to survive that, except for Nuclear Man from Superman 4.
Or Chris Evans from the movie Solar. He survived.
What a comparison.
Wow.
I say one of the worst Superman movies, and
I say a mediocre Chris Evans movie.
yeah.
All
Anyways.
right. Well, good talk.
Yeah,
And it's
good
no
job.
Snowpiercer. Let's go ahead and say
Big
that.
gulps, huh?
Yeah. Well, see you later. No, we still got plenty of stuff to talk about.
Well, I think I've said it multiple times since I've seen this trailer, but Red 1 comes out in November. And with J.K. Simmons and The Rock and Chris Evans. Well, that guy's everywhere nowadays. But
He's freed up a lot of his time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happens when Disney doesn't own you anymore? But I'm.
Are we sure about that, though?
Yeah.
No, that's true.
You can't do
Yeah.
that.
I'm gonna bite my tongue.
Turn that mic down.
But no, that one looks really fun. Like, I'm excited. I mean, it doesn't seem like the heaviest plot, the most complicated plot. It's not going up for an Oscar or anything. It just looks
Yeah, it's
fun.
just a
It's
fun
not going
Christmas
for an
movie.
Oscar.
I mean, J.K. Simmons deserves ones.
Exactly.
Oscar worthy.
Triumph of cinema.
What was his character in Spider-Man?
J.J.
Yeah, it was,
J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah. I like
editor.
that they brought him back in
Yeah.
No Way Home.
Yep.
Yeah.
Far From Home.
Oh, Far From Home. Yeah, Far From Home.
And they
Yeah.
also, because in the
I
comics,
think
he
might have
moved.
been. No, he was in No Way Home too.
Yeah, it's
I
at the
think,
very.
yeah, I
he's at
remember,
the
yeah.
very end because they made his character like an internet news
Yeah.
anchor instead of like
Yeah, so
he's
that
out of
happens in
him,
the
the Daily
podcast.
Planet
He
or
leaves the
something.
Bugle
Yeah.
and becomes
Oh,
a
it's the
podcaster.
Bugle. Yeah, that's what it is.
He becomes Alex Jones, basically.
Yeah. Rock on, J.K.
Well, still one of my favorite scenes from him. I think it's in the second one, is when his Parker Posey, I think it's who it is like his assistant.
Yeah.
And she's trying to calm him down, and every time she buzzes in, like he just jumps. He's like, "What is it? Your wife said you had to watch your blood pressure," and he's just, "Thank you." And then he like reaches for his pills, like she's like bang, shakes his desk, like take your blood pressure medication, grabs one, she buzzes again and throws it everywhere. And he's like
Not that one.
she's like he does it again and thank you. I can't help but laugh at that scene.
I saw on Twitter, I follow this actor, and somebody pointed out that there has been one actor that has played 4 different people in the MCU. Can you guys figure it out who it is?
There's been only one, because I know there's been quite a few people that have played multiple characters in the MCU.
No, there's one actor who's played 4 separate different characters in the MCU.
I'm trying to think here. Give me a second. The actual MCU, not Marvel movies.
Oh, damn. All right, so Marvel movies.
Okay, that would help out things
Yeah.
a little bit
Because
better.
now they're technically Marvel, the MCU, but they were Marvel movies, not MCU.
It's Aliens.
Who directed that one?
I don't know.
J.J. Abrams.
No.
Ridley Scott.
You bite your tongue. James Cameron.
It wasn't Ridley Scott.
No, that was Alien.
Oh, that's what we need to do for third annual trivia contest.
So, yes, that's another one that I'm kind of interested in seeing. Alien Romulus is coming out.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, the answer is Bruce Campbell. He played the ring announcer in the first Spider-Man, the usher in the second Spider-Man. He was in
Papa
the third
Pizza.
One, Papa Pizza and Multiverse of
Yeah.
Madness, and he was in the third, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man, but I can't remember exactly what his.
You don't
character
remember what he was?
was. Nope. Do you?
Yeah.
What was he?
Well, you tell me.
I just said I
So-
don't remember.
What was he in the first one? I know he was the ringleader.
He
or
was the ring announcer. Yeah.
Was he in the
He was
second one?
he was the usher outside of the Playhouse.
The
That's
Maître
correct.
D at the French restaurant.
Yep.
Oh,
When he's
well,
going to
Maître D.
propose.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I think he does the same thing to him. He's like, shoo.
Yeah. He keeps telling him, he's like, go. Because as they're talking, because the whole plan was he was going to bring him up and Bruce Campbell's going to come up to him. And then he starts walking
He's
up.
like
and
waiting like this.
And he's like, no. Because Mary Jane's like flipping the script on like where the relationship's going, and he starts walking back over. Or isn't he getting like the people to start playing the music or something too?
yeah,
and
yeah.
He's snapping. He's
It's
like,
like-
no, cancel.
He's like, yeah, I guess the violinist to come closer. He's like, no.
I also forgot he was in Escape from L.A. I recently rewatched that movie.
Yep.
He was the plastic surgeon.
Yes, he was.
I am the plastic surgeon.
What a beautiful blue eye.
So who else has played multiple characters in Marvel?
I know Chris Evans played at least 2.
Yeah.
He was Captain America, and he was Johnny Storm in the original or the good Fantastic Four.
Yep.
Human Torch.
Who else?
The well is tapped, my friend.
Okay. That's a small well.
Did
It's a very shallow well.
Did not say it was deep.
That's a small well.
That's like the size of this cap right here.
We have 2 people.
that I know of. Do you know of any more?
I do know some, but I can't pronounce some of their names because there's some. So there's the one girl that played. She was in Black Panther. She was one of the characters in Black Panther, but she was also played a different character. I want to say in. It wasn't Ant-Man. Maybe it was maybe Civil War. I can't remember, but they like gave her a completely different name. They changed her
okay.
up. Well, let's try to run down the gambit here. What have been so you got the Spider-Man movies, right?
Yeah.
Obviously J. Jonah, and that was the same character. He played
Yeah.
the same
Yeah.
guy. Let's see here. Who else has played? I mean, there was a list. I'm going to look it up actually. So,
Okay.
so pick a topic to talk about for a second.
Gavin, what movie are you excited? Is it still Transformers 1 or is there something else?
I mean, Transformers 1, yeah, Romulus looks good. And I think this one is, so what they're redoing is,
this takes place in between 1 and 2. Romulus.
yes.
Because
so-
it's Sigourney Weaver's character's daughter. That's the main one, the character.
Right. And so she's supposed to be, well, so that's my question is, I can't figure this out if they're actually, they sent her to.
No, I think
the-
they're just teenagers doing stupid shit.
No, like sent them to, like if this is the, I can't remember the planet that they were on. But it's the one that they go in, with the Space Marines to go, bring back the colonists and figure out what. I don't know if this is like the start of that colony that's there.
No, I don't think so. I think this, like,
Because there is supposed to be a story of Sigourney Weaver's daughter who, while she's in,
cryo
floating,
sleep for 200 years or
yeah,
something like that.
it ends up like going looking for her, and then
I think
all
that-
hell breaks loose.
Yeah, I think they find the original ship that she was on, and that's what this is.
The Nostromo.
Yeah. But yeah, but unless you, the only reason why, because I told Tony this, he's like, well, Sigourney Weaver's character didn't have a daughter, and it's a throwaway line in the first 5 minutes of Aliens, the one by James Cameron. And because Sigourney, they wake her up out of hypersleep, and she's talking to Paul Reiser, and she's like, "What happened to my daughter?" And he's like, "Oh, she died at the age of 68, 150 years ago. Like, you don't understand how long you've been in the sleep for."
You've been asleep for a long time.
So
Yeah.
if they stick to Alien canon, we know that she's going to survive because she dies of a ripe old age, not 15.
Or does she? Is that just a lie, too?
That could be. Paul
I mean, it
Reiser
could
was a
be.
piece of shit in that movie.
Yes, he
They
was.
basically were the government. In
Yeah.
that
They-
movie,
yeah,
so,
they
I
were
mean,
the government.
The government never lies to you.
No, no.
Hope they're not listening to this.
Oh,
So-
they're listening.
Going back, I found the list. So the next one, I can't believe none of us even thought of. I'm
Okay.
even ashamed of myself. Josh Brolin. He was Cable and Thanos.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds. He's
He was-
Deadpool, but he was also the character in Blade 3, Blade Trinity.
and
Oh, yeah.
and
That's
also
another
Green
pick.
Lantern.
Yep, Green Lantern. But
But
we're
that's
talking
DC.
like Marvel, though.
Hmm?
We're talking about Marvel, though.
Well, that's true.
And he played two different versions of Deadpool as well. In the X-Men Origins Wolverine, he played the shitty version of Deadpool, where at the end where they sewed his mouth shut and gave him laser eyes.
Well, I thought he was. I didn't think he was supposed to be Deadpool then, but
Yeah, he was Wade Wilson.
he was still Wade Wilson, right?
Yeah.
But
And I think the code name that when Wolverine finds him is codename Deadpool or something like that.
oh, okay.
So in Michael B. Jordan, he played. I know you didn't see the one. It was the rebooted version of Fantastic Four. He
Yeah.
played Johnny Storm in that, but he was
and
also Killmonger.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see what we got here.
Much better character for him.
Yeah.
Some of these, I was like, most people wouldn't even remember. Like they were just such like side characters.
Does that say Vincent D'Onofrio?
Yeah, Edgar the Alien and Wilson Fisk.
I know Wilson. Who's Edgar the Alien?
Uh,
Drop us a comment
I don't
on
know,
the
you
video.
should probably kind of-
Who is?
But that wasn't. That's Men in Black. That's not
Oh.
Marvel. I don't know why they added that one in there.
Because Men in Black was made by Fox and now is owned by Disney.
Ah, yeah. Touche.
Let's see here. Yeah, so Ralph Bonner and Quicksilver.
Yeah.
Evan Peters.
Oh yeah, he played Quicksilver and then he played the son,
Wanda's- yeah.
his son in the show.
So yeah, I mean, there's quite a few of these. Chess Roberts. Do you remember Olivia Munn played
Munn.
Chess Roberts in Psylocke?
Yeah.
I remember more as Psylocke. Oh, Patton Oswalt. He was in Blade Trinity, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and MODOK.
Oh yeah, he was
And as
MODOK.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he was Coulson's assistant when he became the leader of Shield and Shield.
Yeah.
But there's one person who, above all, has made more cameos in Marvel movies as different people.
Oh yeah. Stan Lee.
There you go.
Yep.
So he does hold the record.
That's true. That's true.
But yeah.
I'm-
Even post mortem.
there is a shout out to him in X-Men Wolverine, Deadpool Wolverine, not
Mm-hmm.
X-Men, but Deadpool Wolverine. It's very quick, but you have to be looking for it.
Oh yeah. Quick. Don't blink your eyes. Don't go to the bathroom.
Oh damn it.
Don't sneeze. Don't do anything that
Is
may.
it Doug who told us last time we recorded that there's an app on your phone that you can download when it tells you
Yeah.
when it's a
Yeah.
good time to go take a piss
And
during
it,
a
and
movie?
it explains for you that 15 minutes that you're going to miss, too.
Yeah.
Synopsis, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got. I was revisiting some older movies recently, but one that is now on Plex that our friend Dave, Chicago Dave, just saw was with his granddaughter, Despicable Me 4.
Yeah, that just wound up on there.
So I thought that would be a cute one to check out. Who doesn't like the Minions? You
Yeah.
love the Minions.
I love
Steve
the
Carell
movie.
is just funny. So I did watch a review of the Borderlands movie that's coming out. And so a YouTube channel, their video game YouTube channel, but they got invited to go watch the Borderlands movie ahead of release because it's based on a video game. And then they roasted this thing. Apparently it's a very, very bad movie. Like whoever, it's been in development hell since like 2016. It's gone through like 2 directors and all that fun stuff. But their main complaint was like they didn't play the video game. They don't understand what this video game is about. They're just like, oh, you shoot things. Yeah, I can do that. No, No, there's a lot more to these characters.
But that's usually a big thing in the history of video games
Yeah.
being trained. I know we did a video game episode a long time ago. I think the first year.
It was episode 3.
Yeah. So, but they have a hard time
the
translating
problem
for
is-
something.
yeah.
They're not doing it right.
That we've been doing so well with like the Fallout television show, the Twisted Metal television show.
Yes, those were great, but like the predecessors before that, like Assassin's Creed,
Yeah.
that was okay. Wasn't great. Now, I mean, I like the way that they did the Animus, and they built that, but like the story with Abstergo and the Templar, like it like just got lost in the movie.
Yeah. So their main complaint was like all the characters were boring and there was no real danger to them. It was all superficial, basically. And they did a lot of what I guess they're calling grenade cuts at this point. So when you don't know how to end a scene, you just watch a grenade explode and then you quick cut to the next scene.
Fancy.
Cheap. Yeah. That's bad writing. That's just bad writing.
Well,
Probably someone who can't draw feet.
if you want to give me 25 minutes on the things that they said, I can do it. But they got one of the funniest characters. So 2 of the funniest characters in the video game series just wildly wrong.
Okay.
It's upsetting. Like, I'll watch it if it winds up on Plex, but I'm not spending money on this thing after
Don't spend
watching
your
that
money.
review.
Don't spend your $14 for
Well,
your
mainly
ticket
because-
and
Yeah.
$97 on your
These
popcorn.
YouTubers,
Yeah.
these YouTubers that I watched, usually we have the like I get a few recommendations from them, so I usually trust their opinions, and they're saying this movie is absolute shit compared to like the video games. I'm gonna trust them.
Okay. Good deal.
I'm waiting for the reviews to come out.
Did you make that deal? I would too. Good deal.
You made a deal with the devil to get this movie made, apparently.
Yep.
It comes out in like a week or so, right?
I think so. But and obviously we all know I'm not a gamer, so I don't have the knowledge of what that movie's based off of. But aside from that, it's based on a video game. But the way it looked from an outside observer, not knowing video games, it kind of almost seemed like it was almost like trying to do like a Guardians of the Galaxy type.
Yeah, so they did reference that a little bit. The only problem is they're mashing the first 2 video games together, so and it's like they're deliberately choosing the most boring parts of both games. Because they were talking about like there's so many interesting scenes, especially in the second video game, that you could pull inspiration from or make it part of the story, and they don't. The only thing the writers took away from the video games apparently is you run around shooting things, and yeah, that's true, but
Fairly easy concept.
yeah, but there's a lot more character depth that you would think of in those video games that they definitely didn't translate to the big screen. Apparently,
You like running? You like shooting guns? Go do that.
We got a game for you.
yep.
I mean, you know, it takes you back to like the other epic fails where they try to do like Super Mario Brothers.
The one with John
Oh.
Yeah,
Leguizamo.
The only one.
The
No,
live
there's the
action
one
one.
They do a cartoon one. But
Yeah.
Not the 3D one, the live action.
Yeah, I remember.
I was so excited about that when
I
I was
know.
because I love playing.
I never
Mario.
read the autobiography, but apparently there's like a whole chapter in John Leguizamo's biography about how horrible it was making that movie. Apparently, his whatever his name, Mario, whatever his name
Bob
is,
Hopkins.
Bob Hopkins was drunk on set constantly.
Mario.
Yeah.
That's his character name. He's Mario. I'm Luigi Mario. That's a line from the movie.
Yeah, when they're facing the judge.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like Bob Hoskins was so drunk one time he broke his hand in that sliding van door, and if you freeze frame it every now and again, you could see him wearing the cast.
He's just a Bob Hopkins. I love him as an actor, but he's just too of a bruntish, angry sounding person to play
Yeah.
like a Mario character because Mario was always supposed to be more
I
fun.
don't know. He was a little bit funny in like Who Framed Roger
Well, yeah,
Rabbit.
yeah, But he still was an angry
He still was
person.
very angry. Very angry.
That's what I'm saying. He comes off
Yeah.
as like he can do comic relief, but as the angry guy.
Yeah,
Like he's the guy that you're just waiting to see if their head is gonna pop.
Yeah.
Much like, you know,
Christopher
J.K.
Lloyd's
Simmons
at the
or-
end of the movie. Spoilers for a movie that came out in 1987.
I swear J.K. Simmons has had like at least 3 aneurysms in movies somewhere. The amount of
Well,
anger he produced.
Whiplash.
Yeah.
Definitely Whiplash.
All of the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans. He's constantly yelling. You can see the vein in his forehead about to burst.
Every episode of Oz.
Yeah,
Yes.
I forgot he was in that. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah,
Along
was
with
the-
him
he
and
was
Chris
like the-
Molina.
Yeah, he was like the main Aryan.
yeah.
But actually, if you go back and see any episode of Oz, like you'd have to watch throughout the series, or just look up the entire cast throughout the series, and almost every one of them either went to Law and Order SVU,
Christopher Molina did.
A lot of them did.
Oh.
D.B. Wong.
Oh,
The
yeah.
one who played the psychiatrist. The one that played, I think it was the black woman that played the doctor. There's multiple people there. Or, and the other guy that was the Irish guy. I can't remember what his name was, but in SVU, he was one. He was dating Olivia for a while. He was like the Irish undercover guy.
Yeah.
I can't, but he was in that.
He's the guy who plays Mayhem in all those Allstate commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they went to Dexter.
Oh,
and
really?
Played in Dexter. Yeah, so you had, it was the Hispanic detective Batista.
Oh, okay.
He was in Oz. He was one of the Mexican or Hispanic gang members. You had, I think it was the woman that played the captain in there was on it. There's like 2 or 3 people, but if you go back, it's either like Dexter or Law and Order SVU, but they're all in there.
Nice.
From Oz.
I remember I wasn't allowed to watch Oz, so
It was very graphic.
yeah, because I was very young when it first came out. So one night I snuck in an episode, and I was never watching this again. Ever.
No, it was. I think that was probably at the time the most risky thing HBO did, because even though they were cable, that was borderline like sodomy type stuff. Like
They pushed the
showed
limits.
rapes happening and stuff, and I'm like, when I saw it, I was like, holy cow. I didn't know they were allowed to show this. I gotta go clean my face off.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about being
Wash my soul.
Yeah.
being cable and not broadcast, the FCC doesn't regulate or monitor cable networks like that.
They don't, but they had never done anything to that degree.
Yeah.
So-
They didn't take that kind of a liberty.
Yeah. So if the FCC was ever going to get involved, it was going to be when Oz was on the air.
Probably. I mean, I would say yes. 100%. They would probably get involved if they wanted to, or if they were allowed to.
But if we're talking about television shows, real quick, I just started watching a new one. It's been out for a few years. It's called Only Murders That Happen in Our Building. It's with Selena Gomez, Martin Short, and Steve Martin. Very funny, very good. It's about a podcast in their building, and they do a true crime podcast. So when somebody dies, they turn on the mics and they try and solve the case. And they wind up, well, at least in the first season, they wound up solving it. I don't know how they're... I'm only halfway through season 2. I know season 4 is about to drop, so I'm assuming they make it out fine. Kind of a spoiler where, like, oh, I don't know if anyone's going to... Oh, wait, season 3 trailer just dropped. Everyone's
Wait a
fine.
minute.
We could have done that for our show, but all the crimes get solved pretty easily. It's just some drunk guy went in, stole something he shouldn't have because he was high on crack or meth or whatever. So there's really not a whole lot to solve. I mean,
Yeah.
And
Welcome
we're
to
spent.
most of Florida's headlines.
before we even hit record, it's already been completed.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like,
we do have to have at least one bath salts episode. But
yeah. That
So
one.
I thought you were gonna start Shogun.
I know, but I saw this, so I started watching that instead. But also, Prison Break got added to Netflix, and I love that show. Oh, Lord. I've got too much stuff to watch.
You have no honor.
No. Whatever part of my life made you think I did.
Touche.
Yeah, you did have that coming.
Well played, Cosmo.
You should have known. Should have known. Should have known better.
Should've known better.
Fucking idiot.
Well, we also do have a couple couple people we've been talking to email wise that we'll have a couple interviews coming up within
Yes.
the next couple weeks.
Hoping to get
month.
those scheduled soon.
Yep. Yeah, we'll get those scheduled out. So we have Brian Silverman.
Yep,
He's with the team that did the
Two Lives in Pittsburgh. He
He's
was the director that couldn't make it out to the film festival.
Yep. So I actually got to meet him on over the phone, and we talked for a bit, or had a Teams meeting, and got to talk to him for a bit. So he's excited to come join on and talk to us and talk a little bit more about that, and some of the stuff about making the movie and how that came about, and a little bit about his career and what he's done. I looked him up. He's actually done a lot of mainstream stuff on TV.
But this was
and
his
stuff.
first,
This is his first feature
yeah.
directing and directing thing.
And according to the producers that we talked to, he knocked it out of the park.
Yep.
I'm a little upset I didn't get to see that movie, but
Yep.
there were so many good movies at the film festival this past year.
Yep.
It was ridiculous.
And then we also had met that team that did the Christmas movie.
The couples retreat on big
Yeah, Christmas couples
Yeah.
retreat. So Karina,
Legally distinct couples retreat.
yeah, Christmas couples retreat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Karina, who is one of the actresses and one of the women that we spoke to in that
Is she
group,
the blonde or the raven-haired girl?
the blonde.
Okay. Because the Ravenhair, I believe, I'm sorry if you listen to this show, why? But that was her first starring role.
Yeah.
I think the blonde woman.
She's been doing stuff.
Yeah,
and
but she
has her own
co-starred that movie, I think.
Yeah, and she runs her podcast as well. But yeah, so Karina, we talked through email a little bit, and she wants to come back on, looking more towards like September because they're about to start shooting another movie, and she's super excited to talk about that.
Nice.
So we'll look to get her on as
Well,
well.
make sure we get
They were
confirmation she
looking
can
to do
talk about it.
to do a sequel to Chris's Couples Retreat
Yeah,
too.
they are looking to do that, but this is a completely different
completely different,
project.
gotcha.
Yeah, she's like, we talked about, doing a follow-up, and said, oh, well, we have this coming up. We're going to start shooting, so maybe once we're into shooting, I think they're going to start. They might have already started. I apologize, Crane, if I'm getting this timeline wrong. Either starting or they're going to be starting in September. So she said, after it's getting going, maybe be able to talk about it a little bit. So we'll get it scheduled out. So we already got that. A couple of people, want to come back on.
A couple of PR firms have reached out to us.
Yep.
This is one of those email blasts we were BCC'd on, and they're like, if you want to schedule a time, give us a call. I'm like, okay, sure.
Maybe.
Well, no, it's the PR firm that is connected with Nick Roth
Yeah.
that did Hanky Panky. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll reach out to them and see what's going on, and I we'll talk about it. I don't want to announce it because we haven't even spoken about it really, but maybe we'll get a chance to go check out that revisit replay day at Sunscreen.
Yeah.
Because I actually was talking to Steve Stein. We met
Yeah.
where the Rainbows Are Born films. He's the guy that did the AI movie.
Yeah.
So I was talking about him about the other project, and he said, "Hey," he reached out to me. He's like, "Are you guys going to be out there for that?" And I was like, "I have not even talked to anybody about it yet. I just saw the post on Facebook, so I will be reaching out and see what day that. I don't even know what the 8th actually is off the top of my head.
August?
No, September.
That's September.
I'm already past that.
So it'd be-
Wow.
I think it would be I think it's a Friday or Saturday.
Well,
I think that's Labor Day weekend.
It's a Sunday.
Oh, okay.
okay, so
That's
it's
a
a Sunday
Sunday,
after Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that might be doable
'Cause-
since we already meet up on Sunday anyway. So, well, we'll find out. I don't even
Yeah.
know if we're invited to it. I don't know if it's just a rescreening for people just to see it. I don't know if any of the filmmakers are going to be there. Like, I have no idea anything about it. I have
Right.
very limited details, but if
But we know a guy. We can give him a call.
yeah. So if we do end up being able to go out there, if it's a cause to go back out there, or even maybe to check out some of the movies that we didn't get to see, we got to learn a lot about. We'll keep you guys updated and let you know.
Indeed.
We got about what do we got?
About 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Sweet. So I'm just trying to think of what else we have lined up. The one project that is in development, still hoping to get that launched in the second week of September.
Okay.
That's the goal. I'm working on a lot more logistics on it still. Almost got everything done, but I just need to make sure that everybody else is good for the time frame.
Yeah, because I remember last time we spoke about that project, a couple of people initially said, hell yeah. Now they're like, maybe, timing works.
It's just got to see what the time frame
Yeah.
looks like. But we got a couple of people that are definitely in. Steve actually said, "Hey, I'll do it as long as I'm not on a project. I'll do it."
Stein or Wilbur?
Stein.
Okay.
When's Wilbur not on a project?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
He's constantly moving.
Yeah, the only time we're going to see those guys is at the
It's
film
Sunscreen,
festival, 'cause
yeah.
I see them on Facebook and Instagram all the
Yeah.
time because they're going everywhere.
Or unless they fly us out to Barcelona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so we got that. So that's going to be a super exciting thing when I can fully give you all the details on it, but I won't do that until everything's 100% locked down with a time frame.
Makes sense.
But it's going to be super fun. Awesome.
If you say so.
I do say so. Another exciting thing for the 4th year. This is our
Yeah.
4th year, in case you didn't know that.
Yeah.
In case you forgot.
4.
So speaking of which, how many movies can you name that have the word 4 in it?
Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four 2. Fantastic Four Reboot. Fantastic Four Reboot 2. Original Fantastic Four. So I'm
Is there
already at the
anything
5.
else? Is there anything else you can name that's not the same? type
Fast
movie?
and Furious 4.
There you go.
The Four Horsemen.
Star Wars. A New Hope was technically episode 4.
Yeah.
Even
Star
though it was
Wars.
the first movie,
Yeah.
it was episode 4. 4 Christmases.
4 Christmases.
I'm surprised you
That's
haven't
a
named
good
one yet. There's one that I would have I would have sworn you would have already said it.
4 Rooms.
There you
Oh
go.
yeah, 4 Rooms. I love that movie.
Yeah, you love the movie so much you didn't remember it.
4 Weddings and a Funeral.
Yep.
Oh wait, that's 3. Damn it.
No, there's 4 weddings and a funeral.
No. It was the 3 Men and the Baby. I thought it was 4 Men and the Baby. Multiplicity had 4 different versions of Michael Keaton.
Yes, it did.
But it's not in the title.
Yeah.
4 brothers.
Yeah,
Ooh,
with Mark
yeah.
Wahlberg. That's a good
Yeah.
movie.
Come on, Gavin.
wasn't the Kings, because that was the 3 Kings.
It wasn't. No. Yeah, it was the 3 Kings. The one with Ice Cube and George Clooney
Yep. And also Mark Wahlberg.
and Mark Wahlberg. He gets shot in the throat.
Yeah, he does. No, he gets shot in the chest.
No, they had to put the tube in his throat to make him breathe.
No, he got shot in the lung, and the
Oh.
bullet was essentially cauterizing his lung, so he couldn't breathe. That's why they put the tube in his chest, so he could actually breathe up here.
Yeah.
It was bypassing it.
Well, I'd say I'll go back and watch that movie, but I remember it being quite boring.
Yeah, it wasn't
It wasn't. The
wasn't a
best.
real page turner.
Yeah.
Come on now. Just watch it.
I did.
Okay. Again.
I don't want to.
Again.
want to.
George Clooney's a grave robber in that movie. I don't want to sully his reputation.
Go to your room and don't come out until you've watched that movie.
Aw.
You think about what you've done.
I don't wanna.
Well, we're gonna have to take his meds. You know, he's just gonna be sitting there. Ooh.
Wow.
Wow.
So you can't think of any other 4 movies, huh?
I'm trying. I'm rattling my brain, and I didn't even go out last night. So this is me clean and sober.
And you can't say 40 days and 40 nights. That
Oh,
doesn't
that
count.
shitty movie with
You can't say that. That's cheating.
Harrison Ford and the hell's her name?
So I guess you remember it pretty well.
Allison Hanning.
Uh,
She was Ellen DeGeneres' girlfriend for a while.
Portia
Well,
deGrassi.
this is a
That's her
full
current one.
episode of confusion today.
Yeah. Oh man.
But we do have a couple minutes left, though. So while you look that up, I'm trying.
I'm thinking of a different movie. So 40 Days and 40 Nights stars Josh Hartnett, Shannon Sossamon,
Sassaman. Salsa.
and
Chips and salsa.
looking at the rest of the cast, I'm pretty sure those are the biggest names in the movie.
Yeah, that was like one of those like rom-com comedies
Yeah.
or just goofy
But what's the
90s
one
comedies.
with Harrison Ford that I'm thinking of?
I don't know.
God damn it.
Air Force One? But
No.
that doesn't have 4 in
It was the one where he
Air
was,
Force One.
it's the one where he
Sounds
was like
a
a little
4.
bush pilot in like Hawaii, and he took Meg Ryan on like a little trip, and then the plane crashed, and they had to live on a desert island for 40 days, I thought, until they get rescued. And blah, they fall in love and blah 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 blah.
Well, that's normally what would happen on a desert island. When
Yeah.
you're stuck with one other person, and you think you're never going to leave. So you just want to start dating or what?
Yeah, we all know what's
Does
gonna
this one
happen.
count? 1984.
Only if the 4 is emphasized in the.
Oh, I remember this one. I Am Number 4.
Yep.
Oh, 6 Days and 7 Nights. That's the movie I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
a little
that's,
less than 40.
Whole lot less than 4.
Yeah.
And
that's
it wasn't Meg Ryan, it was Anne Heche. And David Schwimmer was in that? Oh, that's right. He was Anne Heche's husband.
now Patrick's just going to be looking through stuff and be like, oh.
Allison Janney was in this. God, I got to rewatch this shitty movie.
No, now he's got to rewatch it.
1941. 4 Jacks and a Jill.
4 Jackson and Jill like that one. I don't think there's a
Probably
whole lot,
better
really.
than 2 Girls, 1 Cup.
Guy in a pizza place.
4 Days in July.
There were definitely 4.
Born
at
on the
least-
4th of July.
There you go. There you go. Way to
Yeah,
go.
thinking outside the box.
Way to go, Patrick. You get the cookie.
Woo! Wait, there's cookies?
No.
Oh. Wow, that was a real roller coaster of emotions right there.
Yeah, I got something right. I got praise. There's cookies? No, they're not.
4 Sheets in the Wind.
That's a lot of sheets.
Sounds like Patrick's every Saturday night.
Yeah.
Said last night.
He surpassed 3 sheets. He's going 4. What's the thread count on those sheets, by the way?
600.
Okay, cool. All All right, but we
The
do.
Four Musketeers? Hell no. Hell no. I want this movie burned right now.
Oh, you didn't see when Bob joined him?
The 40-year-old version.
Yep. Well, it's got 4.
Wow.
It's got a 4 in it.
T. 4 goes into 40.
What? This movie can't exist.
What?
The 41-year-old version who knocked up Sarah Marshall and felt super bad about it.
Wow. All right.
This is a thing.
All right. Well, you keep reading about that because we do have to about wrap up though. So we'll give you updates on what this movie's about on the next episode.
Yes, we will.
It's a giant parody on like all of Judd Apatow's work.
Yeah, it's kind of like scary movies.
Yeah,
Stuff.
but it's 40-year-old version Forgetting Sarah Marshall, knocked up, super bad.
Nice. Well,
Oh, and with direct to DVD in 2010.
that sounds
Oh,
about right.
wow.
What a shocker. But we do have to be wrapping up there, guys. So thank you so much for joining us in our first episode of year 4. By the way, it's year 4.
It's year 4.
We're in a
Fourth year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just want to say thank you guys for listening up to this point and continue listening to us. We'll keep you up to date on all the new exciting things that are going to be going on, the interviews, the festival stuff, projects, all that good stuff. But until then, for Movie Talks and Chill, we are your hosts. I'm Tony Serrato.
I'm Gavin Butts.
I'm Patrick Wall.
All right,
And I'm
guys.
4 years old.
Yes. 4. All right, guys, take care.